Today I'm ranking every single hero from worst to best, and starting off with the worst hero in the game, the Musketeer. Now, those of you who play Clash Royale and usually watch Clash Royale content have probably seen Clash Royale's strategy of release something incredibly broken, or if it's not broken, buff it to the point where I want to buy it, and so we buy it. It's really good. We abuse it, and it gets nerfed to the ground, and that's where we're at with the hero Musketeer, because they decided that, who would have known that creating a ability that summons a turret that instantly locks onto the tower and does massive Gatling gun damage to both the ground and the air and does spawn damage is probably a little too oppressive, so it's been nerfed to the ground, and now it doesn't even reach the tower unless the Musketeer is shooting at the tower, which usually doesn't happen, or you probably already lost the game. Now, outside of the Musketeer turret's range, that's an issue. Really, it's just not doing that much for you. Like, I'd rather have maybe a wizard or a witch to be annoying as hell, or a furnace to get splash damage. Musketeer is a jack of all trades that does a lot of good damage, but isn't great when, you know, she has a hero ability that you don't really want to use almost ever because of its range, and because you'd probably just rather have a better building like a cannon in your deck, you know, since the placement of the turret's not even that good anyways. Now, Mini Pekka, don't get me wrong, is still a very good card. Mini Pekka is a really strong damage dealer, has enough health to be formidable as well. It's great on defense, great on offense. Small problem, goblins are literally everywhere, and they're a really good counter to the Mini Pekka, so that's one of the reasons Mini Pekka isn't as popular. He also got nerfed, so he doesn't heal as much, and he cooks his pancakes a little bit slower, so he's not going to get crazy at level 21s all the time now, which is going to heavily affect how often the Mini Pekka is being used and how often the ability is worth it. If the ability is not that super broken, you're not going to prioritize using the card. You know, that's kind of how heroes work. If I have a card I prefer to use, I'm usually going to use a hero because the ability is so good that I have to use the hero. If it's not, then I won't use it. Now, I think like raw strength ability wise, the Knight is probably better than the Mini Pekka. Now, the Mini Pekka can be really annoying and does more damage, you know, than the Knight does, but the Knight's taunt ability to outplay with the taunt is like usually more worth it than the Mini Pekka ability. There's lots of opportunities where the Mini Pekka ability might help you deal a little more damage, get done with something quicker, right? But ever since it got that nerf, it's not really giving you the heal that makes you take the tower as often. So basically the Knight's ability is working more common and more frequently than the Mini Pekka's is, and it has more potential to be winning you the game as well, since you can pull things off your win condition or whatever you're tanking for with the Knight, or you can just use the ability to get extra HP to get more Knight damage in certain situations. Now, the reason the Knight isn't as good as the other heroes is because there's a little more risk reward to the ability, being it's 2 elixir, and you can put yourself in a bad spot by wasting the ability. Compared to some of the other heroes where you just press the ability and get crazy value every single time you play it. Now, Giant is super broken right now as a card. It did get an HP nerf that was really nice, but once again, the hero Giant just has way too much HP, and the ability to just hit something off, even if you don't use the ability, it's my biggest, I won't say biggest problem with heroes, because I have like 5 problems with heroes. This is one of the biggest ones, is that the option to use the ability is there. You don't have to always use the ability to get value. It's the threat of having the ability. Think of if an evolved card was evolved every single time you used it, basically. Like, you could just tap a button and it'd become evolved. Like, it's a horrible idea. But the Giant basically is really strong, and you have the threat of him being able to knock your unit off of the Giant every single time, which means you usually have to pick and choose what you play on the Giant, which means it opens up the entire rest of your opponent's Giant deck to just dominate you because they know what you're going to play. Or if you play something like an Inferno Dragon, it just gets hit off. Like, it's stupid. It is expensive, so there's that, I guess. Sometimes you don't have enough elixir to hit the ability because they just went Giant Mini Pekka with a Witch and with a Graveyard. So sometimes they can't spend 2 elixir, but usually they can. Now, the Mega Minion hasn't got its heroic form added to the game yet, so I'm not officially ranking it because I have nothing like to rank it with other than developer build gameplay, but I'd put the Mega Minion right around the range of the Giant. I think it'd go above it, just because I think that the outplay ability to just snipe something is going to open up so many different routes for sometimes. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna completely go off on a tangent. Route and root. Sometimes I just be vibing and I just, we're using route. We're gonna take this route and we're gonna love it. And sometimes I feel like more sophisticated. I feel like a lean Frenchman. Route. We're going on. We're taking this. This is a route. I meant to say route, not route. That's where I'm getting at. Anyways, I apologize. The Mega Minion is great, I think, in theory, because he's going to open up a lot of different routes. I feel so much. Forget about it. The Mega Minion, let's do this for the third time. The Mega Minion feels a lot better than a lot of the other heroes because of its outplay ability. It's going to add to decks with Mega Minion in it you probably wouldn't normally have. Like sometimes those pesky air countering units like Executioners, Eye Drags, Firecrackers, Dark Goblins are really annoying to deal with. And the way the Mega Minion targeting works is once it sees the lowest HP unit, it's locked on until that unit dies. So if there's only an Eye Drag and I play the Mega Minion, it's going to be on the Eye Drag, even if you play something with cheaper HP afterwards, which means there's more opportunity for me to target the thing I want to target, which is something I was worried about, which means I'll have a better chance of being able to get specific air cards out, or like things like Executioners, Musketeers, Firecrackers, is better odds for me to get those, and be able to snipe those opens up a deck slot. Maybe I don't have to use a small spell, maybe I can get away with just using small spells. There's a lot of outplay ability. I like the potential of this card. I was hoping Ice Golem would get a little bit of a nerf. I think it is being what's the word for it? It's being overlooked. I think Ice Golem had like a 25% use rate last season, and it was like appalling. And I think I'm talking about top 1,000 stats, if not Ultimate Champion stats, if not top 200 stats. It's one of them. Definitely not Ultimate Champion. It's definitely either top 1,000 or top 200. I just don't remember off the top of my head. But it was in a lot of decks, and that's because its freeze ability is really good at bailing you out of pretty much any defense there is. Except the only problem with the Ice Golem, and the reason I wouldn't rate it above the other two on the list, is because you do need to pair it with something that's actually dealing damage, since his ability doesn't deal damage. It's not very hard to do, but the Ice Golem himself won't bail you out of certain defenses. He paired with other things will, and that's kind of what makes him so broken, is that you could just sit here and stall out things endlessly if your deck is right. But if your deck isn't right, you're not going to see as much value from him, because all you're going to get is a little tiny damage in a freeze. However, in the right decks, he's still oppressive, broken, absolutely insane. I mean, you had to pay $15 for him, so Now, the Hero Wizard is basically the best hero in the game, if you don't count, like, the one they deliberately made really broken. And, I mean, I'm not going into the whole buffing the goblins thing again. But the Wizard hero is really, really strong because of his just one elixir, like, what do you call when you just mass manipulate things? Like, he crowd control. He is able to just pull everything together, which is going to not only be great for his splash damage, right? It's great for your spells. It's great for dealing tower damage with the tornado. It's great for getting everything grouped up together, so maybe other things in your deck can either get damaged because you targeted somewhere, you pulled something that was targeting it off of it, or you maybe have like an E-Drag in your deck, or a Baby Drag, or another splash units, and you're just grouping everything up for that unit as well. So honestly, he has so much great potential on offense and defense to get insane value for just one elixir, because you can go in the air, you can get extra survivability, you can be a really good offensive support troop with his tornado pull, and he does a lot of damage if he can stay alive, and honestly is not bad spell bait, because you're gonna have to spell this guy if you want to take him out when he's on your side of the arena. And I feel like, to nobody's surprise, the hero goblins, they kind of just get the ability spammed every single time you use them. They create infinite pressure because the banner lasts forever. You always have to be ready to respond to it, and therefore you can't respond to the other parts of the deck. It's really simple. Hero Goblins are just beyond broken. There's only one even elixir trade in the entire game for the Goblins. That's a Fire Spirit. They're always going to get extra value on defense. They're going to get crazy value on offense. Again, they're always a threat. Even if you don't end up using the banner, your opponent has to still worry about them. So that makes other opportunities opened up for your deck. Goblins are super broken. I mean, the game is just at the point where you spend $15, you have a 30% advantage over your opponent. So that's just the point the game is at. There's certain decks that, will do better than others, but outside of that, you kind of just buy the new thing and win the game, I guess. Sad what this is the state that Clash Royale's come to, but yeah, I mean, I might make a post about this later. I don't think I'm going to spend another dime on the game till they fix it. But I don't think that'll do anything because they're appealing to the top 10% of spenders who just spend money regardless of what you do. Like, you can boycott, you can whatever. They're going to spend the money. They're going to spend the money. And that's who they're appealing to, obviously, because they can clearly... See, I don't think they're stupid, but, like, they might be, because they don't see that this is killing their game. They either... Okay, there's two ways that I look at it. They either know that this is killing their game, and they don't care because they're appealing to the top 10% who will spend no matter what boycott happens, no matter what happens. Because... the way I think about it, when you do a Clash of boycott, one, you're never going to get everyone to do it, right? But two, a lot of the people that you would get to do it have already quit playing the game, and a lot of people just don't buy the pass anyways. So the top 10% of spenders, the people spending money, are still spending the money and won't stop spending the money, right? I might do a video on this later because I like the whole idea of this. But the majority of players, when you see the revenue drop off, those are the casual players, is the players that have left the game because they killed the game and they killed the enjoyment for the game. So, my little rant there. The boycott would do nothing, but I mean, I don't know. I hope they fix the game. I'm tired of whatever. See you tomorrow.